All right, listen to this carefully because I know so many of you need to hear this today. If you're watching this video, it's not by accident. You were meant to hear this message. Stop looking at the 3D and go within. You've probably heard that phrase so many times in this community, but most people treat it like a fancy quote to repost, not a truth to live. So let's break it down slowly, calmly, deeply. Because once this truly clicks in your mind, manifestation, love, relationships, all of it will start making sense in a whole new way. The 3D is what you can see, touch, hear, and measure. It's the world outside of you, your current circumstances, your relationship status, the way they act around you, how they haven't texted back, all that noise. And the truth is, everything you see right now is just an effect. It's not the cause. But most people live backwards. They look at the 3D, panic about what they see, and try to fix it from the outside. That's the trap. That's why most people stay stuck in the same cycle of wanting, hoping, and checking. You keep looking to see if your manifestation is here. And by doing that, you keep confirming that it's not. You open your phone, check for their message silence. Immediately your mind goes, see, it's not working. You look in the mirror and think, I still don't look like the version of me who's loved or chosen. You go a few days without seeing movement and suddenly your faith wobbles. But the truth is, every time you do that, you're feeding the old story. Because what you're seeing now is just old, expired energy. It's not real now. You're living in a reflection of your past assumptions, your old identity. The real creation is within you, and that's where the game is played. Here's how to think about it. You're like a painter. The inner world, your imagination, your state of being, that's your canvas. The moment you decide who you are internally, genuinely, your outer world will start catching up to that decision. But you have to stop obsessing over the outer picture while it's still being painted. Nobody walks into a theater halfway through a movie and starts yelling at the screen because the ending hasn't happened yet. You sit back, you trust, and you let the story unfold. That's what you need to do with your life. Because when you've truly decided internally, the scene will shift. And yes, it's normal to have doubts. You're human. But doubts are only powerful if you give them meaning. If a cloud passes by the sun, do you freak out and believe the sun disappeared forever? No. You know the cloud is temporary. That's how you must treat circumstances. They're just passing clouds, not your truth. So when I say stop looking at the 3D, I don't mean ignore your life or pretend things aren't happening. I mean stop letting the 3D define your inner state. You can look at your circumstances and still know this is old, this is not me anymore. You can see your SP dating someone else and still say, that's just the leftover effect of who I used to be. The one who was desperate, unsure, unchosen, but I'm not that person now. Because manifestation is not about chasing or controlling. It's not about the person, the situation, or even the timing. It's about identity. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are. When you say, I am loved, I am chosen, I am fulfilled, you're not trying to convince the universe. You're shifting your own consciousness. You're saying, this is my truth now. But what most people do is they say affirmations while still scanning the outside world for proof. That's like planting a seed and then digging it up every 5 minutes to see if it's sprouting yet. You're killing your own creation with your doubt. Going within means deciding that what you feel inside is final. The outer world has no say anymore. Imagine you're wearing noise-canceling headphones. Everything outside of you, opinions, delays, circumstances, becomes muffled. The only voice you hear is your own. You tell yourself, it's done. I am that version. I am in love. I am chosen. And you believe that until it feels natural. That's when reality starts bending. Because the 3D can't resist your new identity forever. It has to match it. You've probably noticed this before. When you stop caring, when you let go, things start happening. That's not luck. That's alignment. When you stop needing, you start allowing. See, your SP not texting is not the problem. You looking at that and taking it as proof of lack, that's the problem. The moment you say they're not reaching out, something's wrong, you've told the universe, I'm the version who doesn't have it. And guess what the universe does? It mirrors that right back. But the moment you stop checking, stop waiting, and go within, you become the version who already has it, and the mirror must catch up. Everything in this world is neutral until you assign it meaning. Your power lies in your interpretation. When you see delay, interpret it as preparation. When you see silence, interpret it as alignment. When you see nothing happening, celebrate, because nothing happening means there's space being cleared for something new. The 3D is like a lagging reflection. You don't fix the mirror, you fix yourself. You don't try to alter the reflection, you smile, and the reflection smiles back. That's why Neville Goddard always said, the world is yourself pushed out. This isn't theory, it's literal. They act according to your assumption. If you think they don't love you, they'll play the role that matches that belief. But if you shift and know within, I am the one they love, soon even their behavior will reflect that truth. You don't have to chase, convince, or fight anyone. Just step into the version of you who already has it. Now, here's the thing. Many people hear this and say, okay, but how long does it take? That question already proves you're still in the 3D mindset. Timing belongs to the physical world. Your higher self doesn't even operate in time. It only knows now. The moment you decide something is yours, in your internal reality, it's already done. The bridge of events that leads there will unfold naturally, but your part is to remain unchanged until it does. You're not supposed to know how or when it happens. You're just supposed to know that it will. Think of it like ordering something online. Once you've placed your order, you don't sit in front of the door crying because the package isn't there yet. You know it's coming. You go about your life. That ease, that calm faith is exactly what going within feels like. When you go within, you start living as if you already have it. You treat yourself the way you would if your desires were here now. You think from the version of you who's loved, chosen, valued, and that small internal shift changes everything. If you wake up thinking, they still haven't come back, stop right there. Catch yourself and say, wait, in my reality, they're already here. I am already in my ideal relationship. You might not see it right now, but you trust it because it feels real inside. Eventually, you won't have to fake it anymore. It'll just feel natural. And that's when you'll notice the 3D begins to catch up effortlessly. Don't worry about the little things, the texts, the calls, the social media. When you live from your end state, they automatically match that frequency. When you love yourself from within, the outer world mirrors that back. You can't be the version of you who's waiting and the version of you who's already fulfilled at the same time. You have to pick one. Choose the inner version, always. Say to yourself, I'm no longer chasing shadows. I'm living in my truth now. I'm no longer worried about how it looks. I know who I am. And yes, it takes practice to stay in that state, especially when 3D keeps throwing the old story in your face. But every time you ignore it and stay grounded within, you dissolve the old energy. It gets weaker. The new story gets stronger. And one day, you'll wake up and realize the 3D has finally caught up. You'll see reflections of your inner work everywhere. Your SP acts different. People treat you better. Opportunities open up out of nowhere. And it'll feel so natural that you'll barely remember what life was like when you used to chase. That's the beauty of this. The shift isn't in the outside world. The shift is you. So from today, no more checking, no more waiting, no more obsessing, just deciding, just being. If you desire love, be love. If you desire attention, give that attention to yourself first. If you desire commitment, assume it's already done and keep walking as that version. Whenever you're tempted to look at 3D, remind yourself, this is just an echo of my old story. My new reality exists now within me. Everything starts within. You are the cause. The outer is the effect. The outside doesn't create your feelings create the outside. So go within today. Close your eyes. See yourself as loved. Feel it in your body. Walk with that confidence. Smile with that calm, knowing that it's all done. Because once you stop checking for proof, you become the proof. Once you stop chasing the love, you become the love. And once you stop looking at the 3D, that's when it finally changes. That's the real secret. Go within, choose, be. Everything else will follow. I hope this video helped you. I will meet you with another video soon. Happy manifesting.